Today we're going to be going over installing these two pieces for you. These are our Trs Tappet covers. They're billet tappet covers we make for the Honda Grom. The next one is going to be the billet cam cover that we make for the Honda Grom. Both of these are going to utilize your stock gaskets, so when you remove the piece, you're going to use the, you see it's grouped here on the side for the O-ring. And likewise with the tappet cover. And what we did with these is we machined them so that the fins go with the wind, the factory ones go against, and these will help with cooling of the cam cover and the tappet. Here's your OEM location for the cam cover. These are two 8mm bolts. You're just going to go on it and crack them loose here. Now you might have some oil that's going to come out of here. What you can do is just take a rag or put something underneath it, because when you remove this you might have some drips and you can clean it up after. Just going to shake it, move it back and forth, and it'll start breaking free. You can see there's just a little residual oil in there. And this is the O-ring that we're going to be reusing in the new cam cover. So we're going to take this out. You got to be very careful. You don't want to tear it or pinch it, because then you're going to be calling Honda up for a new O-ring. So I have this little pick here that I'm going to use. Going to get aside, lift up, and just going to follow it around. The O-ring will come right out like so. Just drop it right back in. Perfect. So now we'll install it on the bike. So you can see for the factory one, they're finned up and down, and when the wind is going this way, it's not catching, it's not cooling off the cam cover properly. So with the one that we fab in-house, you can see it's going to go with the wind. All of the fins are going to get air movement, and it's going to help cool it down. And that's going to be the same thing with the tappet covers, which are on the other side that we'll go over next. With this cam cover comes stainless steel Allen head hardware, and we'll have two of those, and we're going to replace that from the factory bolts that we used. Now that you have the O-ring in place, you're just going to prop this back in. It's going to be a snug fit. You're going to line up the M6 Allen head that we provide. Start threading it in. You want to make sure that this has a good seal going all the way around. You don't see any gaps on the top or bottom. If you have to, you can always use put like a rag with like a rubber mallet, just to make sure you got a good seat. Then we're going to go ahead and tighten these up. And there you go. Next we're going to change those tappet covers. We have one up top here, and same thing, it's two 8mm bolts. The other one is right here on the bottom, two 8mm bolts. We'll go ahead and start cracking these open now. Now these from the factory are not finned. The ones we make are finned, just like the cam cover, to help with cooling. Just like with the cam cover, we also have stainless steel Allen head bolts to replace the OEM 8mm bolts that we're taking out. This one pops right off, and that's the O-ring that we're going to be using again. And I'm going to use the pick to pull that out and put it in the new tappet cover once I take the second one off. So now that you have the second tappet cover off here, I just want to bring it to attention that this will have oil coming down, of course, because of gravity. But this is going to be where you're taking off to adjust the valves. And you'll be able to get to it from the top and bottom here. We're going to go ahead and switch these O-rings up now. When you're putting this on, you can feel that there's little barbed spots, just like right here. And with that, that's where it's going to rest in. So you want to make sure you press down, if you're using a pick or your hand, whatever you can, to make sure that that seats properly in there. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the other one, then we'll install them. Now that we have the O-ring on, I'm going to have it line it up. I'm just going to go back over this and clean it up once more. Any of this residual oil that's around here. We're just going to tighten this up. And then what I recommend doing after you put the top one in is start the bike up, run it through a heat cycle, make sure you have no leaks. Go ahead and let it run for a little bit. You could take it for a spin, come back, and then make sure your bolts are tight. We're going to put the top one on now. You can see it's nice clean look. It's black, so it matches the motor still. And now it's finned to help with the cooling and the airflow running parallel with the fins. Also with this, we do have different colors. We have all raw, then we have black with a contrast cut. So these will be all silver lines on the fins. These can all be found at theruckshop.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll have more Grom videos to come.